And I was talking to you about this before we kind of get started, or maybe like right after, but this this lawsuit from Coinbase, I mean, you're talking about a company that had to have been vetted by the SEC and allowed to go public, okay? Um, and then was told by the SEC that they are selling unregistered securities. This is a publicly traded company, okay? And the SEC is being pushed into a
Hmm.
corner where they're being sued or compelled to produce a ruling on whether these things are governed by the SEC or the CFTC and if they're securities or not because of a note they put out in July of 22. And there's still no color on that. So, if you're an attorney in the space and you're looking at this, I mean, to me, you're salivating because the amount of opportunity that this could open up is incredible. Because this is going to get, I mean, to me, I mean, realistically, I mean, this has a chance to be XRP2, and they're not
Yeah,
doing so hot in XRP1. And I'm not
yeah. I'm
necessarily
not sure if they
rooting
still have the
against.
resources.
Well, look, far be it from me to assume that the federal government can't, marshal more resources. Uh,
Yeah, that's true.
but and by the way, I'm not even necessarily rooting for one side or the other. I just want resolution. Like my personal opinion on the case doesn't even matter. What matters is that lack of clarity is what will guide investment or not into the space. And I think that a lot of people are kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting for this to be a little clearer. Um, yeah. And I think that the only way that you're going to
Yes.
get more people to bring in fresh dollars into investment in the space is, it's not just options, it's not just credit, it's going to be clarity on the legal side. We've never seen this hostile of an environment for crypto, at least for folks in the US, right? For other countries, it's a little bit different. Like, even Canada. Canada is quite, you know, quite happy
Yeah.
with these things. As a Canadian, I can speak proudly about that. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think it's a very interesting time to be in the space. It's a very interesting time to be an observer in the space, and I think that ultimately, what a lot of people will do is they will be very, 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 um, very, very, very early to the party, one way or the other, by taking a serious look at what Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing to disrupt traditional finance rails, be them payments or services or banking. I think it's very white pilling, and when you think about this stuff. So yeah, I know you hear the meme of "oh, we're so early so often," but having is
Yeah.
soon. Having is coming soon, and that'll bring a lot of eyeball. I'm not even thinking about dollars and wallets, which it's traditionally done, but it'll bring a lot of eyeballs back to the space. So my curiosity is
Right.
what will happen when the space is going back to these higher valuations with a very emboldened regulatory environment. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, and I'm very excited to see like hopefully some fair regulations come to the space, like to get more people in there. But then I think like I'm also interested to see how the competition will kind of change once regulation